Guys, we found something exciting as we came through that dip. A little bit difficult to get in here and get a look at them, so we're just going straight to them, hoping they'll walk into a gap for us just now. Two white rhino here, mother and a calf. Still standing behind a bush. Unfortunately, quite thick bushes, so it's not easy to move around too much. I think with a bit of patience here, I should walk right into the frame there just now. Also with white rhinos, or rhinos in general, they don't have the greatest eyesight. Quite a bit worse than human eyesight. So for them, things like a car driving through bush and branches cracking and grass bending, that does unsettle them a bit. So we don't want to follow them around too much because it might just make them move back into that thick stuff. But just by looking at that, you can see that we're looking at a big animal. That's the back side of the female or the adult. Always very exciting seeing white rhino. Any of the rhino species is still very special to see. Not that many of them left anymore, so it's always a pleasure to spend time with them. There you can get a nice look at the face. Many different things that makes the white rhino, apart from the genetics. Just IDing it from this angle, you can see the nose, the horns. Oh, they're coming closer. Let's just be quiet a little bit. We should see them better. As she walks out, you'll see the front horn much longer than the second horn. Oh, how beautiful is that? Perfect view. As well as if you look on her back, sort of where her right ear is twitching, if you look in that same line, just before the rump or the bum starts, there's like a second hump on the sort of lower back. That's also quite characteristic of white rhino. With black rhinos, they've got a nice hollow back, almost like a horse that's been ridden for too long. The long face. White rhinos are grazers. They don't actually have front teeth. They can't even bite things off with the teeth. They've just got these very fleshy, strong lips. And they pick or pluck the grass with the lips and chew it with the molars. So apart from the mouth being nice and square, they also have a long face. The face and the skeleton has evolved to be nice and long so they can graze quite easily. There you can see the mouth. You see the nice flat mouth? Also called a square-lipped rhino, as opposed to the hook-lip rhino for a black rhino. Clearly see they're walking through some thick bush. Don't want to move too much now, we might spook them. So let's see if they come out somewhere that we can get another look. But that's been awesome already, that view of that female, beautiful yellow and green around all this Combretum felt we're in now. That's already made coming out here this afternoon more than worthwhile. Let's try and sneak a little bit more forward. Who knows, maybe we get lucky. See the one's ear twitching in the bush there. I think let's just sit here for a little bit more. Can't really see much of them at the moment, but a bit of luck they might walk into that gap in front of us again. Amazing to think that as little as 150 odd years ago there used to be millions of rhino in Africa. And we're now looking at probably about 15,000 or so white rhinos. There we go, beautiful look again, look at that. You can see how tall the grass is. Very good grazing available for rhinos, or for pretty much anything that grazes. That's quite a big female. She'll be at the shoulder, at the highest point of her body there. She'll probably be about 1.5, 1.6 meters tall. Gives an idea of the height of the grass there as well. It's about 5.5 feet, 5'6" or so at the shoulder. She's quite big. She'll probably weigh about 1.6 tons. It's about 3,500 to 4,000 pounds for her size. Black rhino is a bit more compact, a bit lighter, but about the same height. Another thing for this area specific here at Djuma, when I used to work here 5-6 years ago, when Nick was also here, we didn't see rhinos that often. We're seeing rhinos more and more, so that's a good sign for us as well, is that they, within the Kruger National Park, Sabi Sands Game Reserve, as well as at Djuma, obviously their numbers are doing well. They're growing and they're expanding their areas, and that's why we get to see them more and more up here now as well. So it's in the sort of local area, or the micro study of it, we're very lucky that the numbers seem to be doing well and expanding, and that's obviously what we want for most of our endangered wildlife around the world. I'm going to try and sneak a little bit more forward. They seem to have settled down a bit. We've followed them for a while now already, gone through some. We're not threatening them, we're not trying to harass them or chase them, so we might be able to get away with maybe getting a little bit more closer without disturbing them too much. Left, I just want to try and get to the left of these bushes. Can't see much of her, just the ears sticking out.
She's stuck.
Hey?
She's stuck a bit. Sorry.
She's obviously listening to us. You can see us at this distance, even though there's some brush in between. We're quite a big thing. When we're moving, she'll notice it. She can't smell us at the moment. The breeze is coming from the northeast, almost just out of line from her towards us, so she won't be able to smell much of us, but she can definitely hear us. She can hear the car moving, hear the grass, things as we drive over. She can even hear my voice at the moment. She's got better hearing than we do. But again, she's not perceiving a threat. She's not too worried. Even her calf is about 30-40 yards away from her at the moment, so they're not too worried about us. It's just a matter of us getting a good enough angle to see them through all this bush. See if she moves on now. What should happen is that calf will start following her, and he should walk through a gap there for us as well. Or she. I haven't actually been able to see the sex of that youngster yet. There we go. Bit of patience. By all means not a youngster anymore, really. I know I used the word just now, but it's still a calf. Probably, I used to be very, very good at aging white rhinos. We used to see a lot of them in some of the other reserves I was in, but probably about 3.5 years old or so, this guy. You can see those ears like satellite dishes, just checking the surrounding. Now, white rhinos have got the benefit that they don't really need to worry too much about predators. The big predators, lions, hyenas, not really going to hassle them. Only if you have really small calves. I've seen that once or twice where lions try and grab really small white rhino calves, but normally if the mother is quick enough, she'll just chase them away. So they don't really have to worry too much, which is why their eyesight's not that good. Their main threat, obviously, over the last 100-odd years have been humans. Both in sense of people hunting them a lot, but also just in terms of area sizes getting smaller, less and less space for them to live in. And that's why we don't get to see them so much anymore in large parts of Africa or large parts of India, where you also get another type of rhino. But for now, we're very lucky. We have two beautiful rhino right here with us. We're going to try and see more of them.